What's going on, Motor City Sports Talk? We in the building. I appreciate everybody for checking in with us. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another video. I definitely am blessed to be able to even, have a platform to talk about Detroit sports and Detroit current events. So appreciate you guys for letting me, have this platform. You guys support it. But yeah, it's the wish list. All right. So overall wish list for the Lions. Now I'm not gonna get in particular about players, okay? I haven't broke down the draft enough. Shout out to Texas for holding it down yesterday and beating Georgia after they did all that woofing and crying about not getting in, all right? Jake Fromm sucks, okay? But I ain't gonna even go on that. Shout out to Justin Fields. Go ahead and transfer, but just don't come to Ohio State so I can just smash Michigan head in. But get into basically positions of need and things I want to see done here, okay? I told you guys I was going to give some love to Byron Leftwich. I would love to see Byron Leftwich be considered for the offensive coordinator position, okay? I would love to see that, man. But I'll talk about him a little bit later, okay? Because he got fired from Arizona. I think he did a hell of a job with Josh Rosen and what he was given last season. But I did the offensive coordinator wish list, and the guys I don't wish to do it. I just did the don't wish list before I did this video. But obviously one of the things I would love to see is obviously the right offensive coordinator come in and give Matthew Stafford the tools he needs to succeed, so we can actually see if all the excuses I've gave Stafford and plenty of other people around the city and around the sports world gave Stafford is valid. If we get an offensive coordinator that has a track record, that knows how to run the ball, that knows how to do the traps, the whams, the HB cutbacks and stuff of that nature, power football, or how to spread it out and do the zone read and all that other stuff they be doing, and take advantage and be creative. I like to see the proper offensive coordinator. Doesn't mean it's going to be the best offensive coordinator out there, but the best fit for Matthew Stafford, so we can see if Matthew Stafford is trill or not. Okay, for people who don't know what trill is, it's like a word down from like Houston, down South Louisiana. That means it's the combination of truth and real. A lot of people asked me that before, okay? But that's what it is. That's my number one thing, to get a great offensive staff in place for Stafford. And if he don't succeed, then we know it's Matthew Stafford, okay? Other things we need, obviously, we need a whole right side of the line. No matter if TJ Lang wants to take a pay cut, I don't want him back. I think his family should convince him to retire. Rick Wagner, he don't need to come back. Okay, I'm on the line. I'm on the borderline about Taylor Decker. I'm gonna let him get 2 years from being replaced with the shoulder injury until I make my decision on him. So he's fair game right now, right? So basically we need a whole right side of the line. We need a tight end. Okay, I think Jim Bob Cooter wrecked every tight end, including Eric Ebron on the roster. So we need a tight end. So we need a right tackle, right guard. We need tight end, and we need receivers. There's only 2 receivers I would bring back. It's Powell and Kenny Galladay. I would bring back Marvin Jones, okay? But I'll get to that. I'll get to that point of wish list where I explain about Marvin Jones, okay? But if I can't trade Marvin Jones for any of the guys I'm about to list towards the end of the video, then I keep Marvin Jones. But other than that, also, I would love to add 2 backs to the backfield. I love to add a Dixon from Baltimore or Buck Allen from Baltimore to the backfield. I would love to add a speedy back from the draft in the backfield, and I would retain Zach Zenner. Okay. Other than that, I would like to bring in a developmental quarterback. If they think Connor Cook is that, we'll see. But that's not my ideal developmental quarterback. Our ideal developmental quarterback is a quarterback from round 1 to 7 next year that you can identify, you could build up to back up Stafford, that that potentially could take over for Stafford, or, get some relief if he get injured for a game or 2. That's my personal opinion on that. Other than that, offensively, personnel-wise, like I said, I think we need a few more receivers as well. Going to defensive side, obviously I like the depth. I don't want to say depth. I like certain players to be rotational players. I like Romeo Rockwell. I like Eli Harold to be a rotational player. I like Devin Kennard to be a rotational guy with his hand in the dirt. I love to see Devin Kennard go from linebacker to defensive end for the full time. I don't like him at linebacker. I would slide Gerard Davis to the outside linebacker position. I will go out there and make Christian Jones a backup. He can back up the Mike. He can back up the outside position. I go out there and find a starting middle linebacker and another starting outside linebacker. Move Davis to the outside. I move Kennard with his hand on his dirt. I start Snacks, and I probably re-sign Snacks this offseason. You know what I'm saying? I re-signed Snacks this offseason. I think he in the last year of his deal. Him and Deshaun Hand is a great fit. And I go out there. I don't bring back Ziggy Ansah. That's part of my wish list. I make Devin Kennard a rotational player. I bring back Romeo. I bring like Eli Harold. And I go out there and I find me a transcending pass rusher, electric pass rusher, the best in the draft or the best out there in the market that's going to come here and make an impact. And I find the best on the market and I find the best in the draft. I had 2 premier pass rushers. You got the depth with Kennard, Romeo, Eli Harold, and I find some depth defensive tackles, man. I'm not bringing back Francois. I'm not bringing back, he old. I'm not bringing back Robinson. I'm bringing me a plugger that can bag up Damon Snacks Harrison. That's going to be more successful than Sylvester Williams was last year. And I'm bringing back a fast twitch or a twitchy defensive 3 technique that can go in there and spell Deshaun Hand. Okay, that's pretty much my front 7. The back end, I like Trey Boston to come in, just in that particular person. But on the safety, I like them to get another safety. I think Glover Quinn won't be back. I don't think he should be back. He doesn't fit the system. Tavon Wilson, it's time for him to be gone. I think they need to bring in a third safety. They like to play 3 safeties, but I do like Tracy Walker and Quadre Diggs being the starters. I think they need to bring in another young safety, another veteran safety, just in case somebody get hurt and when they want to run 3 safeties. But, safety position is not, the worst of need, but defensive back position, only defensive backs I'm bringing back, Agnew, Mike Ford. I think he can get better. Remember, he came in the middle of the year, didn't know too much about the playbook or starting in the NFL, and I like Darius Slay, okay? Other than that, I want to bring in another starting cornerback. That's my number one thing, and I get to the wish list on the cornerback. But I think they should not bring back Nevin Lawson, not bring back Tease Tabor. They want to try Tease Tabor at safety. I'm all for it. I think Miles Killebrew should be cut from the team as well if he hasn't been cut already. And pretty much that's it. But let me go ahead and touch in, man. Pasqualoni need to be gone. I heard they clean the house, and I'll do a video on that like much later tonight. I heard they clean the house. Pasqualoni, I want to bring back the quarterbacks coach, Godfrey, or whatever his name is. I will get rid of pretty much all the coordinators, in my opinion. Godfrey, obviously Jim Bob Cooter's gone. I'll get rid of the quarterbacks coach, and I just start off fresh, okay? So pretty much that personnel-wise and coaching-wise, that's how I feel. Now, a couple guys I want the Lions to go get at, and I do a live show this offseason. I try to get one in once or twice a week or a month, depending on how my schedule is, so don't hold me to that. That's why I put it in a month there. Antonio Brown, now I might dedicate a video to him later on, okay, or tomorrow, but he one of the guys I'm looking at going to getting. I like Odell Beckham. He's supposed to be on the trade block as well. He should be a Lion anyway over Ebron, but that's a conversation for another day. I do like those guys to come in. If I can move Marvin Jones and maybe a pick or 2 to get those guys, a future pick in this round, this year pick or something like that, to get those guys like 3rd or 4th, no higher than 2nd, then I'll go ahead and do that. I'm more of an Odell Beckham guy. He's younger. And I think, he's being scapegoated in New York because obviously same thing with Leonard Fournette and Jalen Ramsey and the Jaguars. They made a mistake at quarterback. They made an obvious mistake at quarterback, and that's just what it was. And they don't want to admit that they're wrong. And those players were vocal about the mistakes they made at quarterback, and they got mad because the players let it be known that you sucked at evaluating quarterback talent. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And that's what it is. Excuse me. It's my girl iPhone going off. But that's it. But I like Jalen Ramsey, okay, to come in here and I like to trade for him. I don't know what the ticket gonna be. I don't know what his contract situation may be. Maybe he got 1 or 2 years left. I'm not sure. But I like Jalen Ramsey pairing him with Darius Slay. I like either Antonio Brown or Odell to be the wish list. But I want to say this. I'm perfectly fine with Marvin Jones staying here. I think Marvin Jones got injured early in the offseason. I don't think he was right, but I'm perfectly fine with him staying here. Also, another thing I also talked about before was this. I wouldn't mind Golden Tate coming back. If he goes around the NFL and nobody wants to pay him the right price, and the Lions want to reduce the offer or give him the offer they gave him before to sign the extension, I'm all for bringing Golden Tate back under those guidelines at the right price. And I've always said that I knew they was going to trade Golden Tate. People said I was crazy. People said I was lying. But like I said, I told the truth. If he didn't take the proper pay, he wasn't coming back. And also, Philadelphia don't have the cap right now to bring him back. And I don't think the way he's performing or he's fitting in halfway through the season that they're going to bring him back. You know, so that is what it is, okay? But I like Ramsey, Brown, Odell, and all the positions that I name as well as any other players. Trey Boston's a guy I like coming in. He had a big year with San Diego last year. I don't know if it's a problem with him off the field or locker room cancer, but he's a phenomenal talent in the safety in the back end of the defense. Like I said before, I'll be doing those free agent spotlights. So I looked at the free agent list for a minute. I like Buck Allen coming in here or Alex Collins from both of them from Baltimore coming in, you know, backing up Kerryon Johnson. Some of the guys I don't like, Le'Veon Bell. You know, if you can get Le'Veon for $15 million a year, now I like the way Le'Veon Bell and Kerryon Johnson can be a 1-2 punch in the backfield. But if he's really trying to get $16, $17, $18 million a year, I don't think we need that. I think we can, you know, get Buck Allen or Alex Collins and get another developmental running back. And with Zach Zenner, I think we could be fine. Long as we screw up the right side of the line. So we got some things to be going, but that was my wish list for positions to be filled. A few players that I like to see the Lions go out there and get. That's my and a few personnel moves I like to see made, like Gerard Davis moving to outside, Devin Kennard moving to full-time hand in the derby in the defensive end. You know, and seeing maybe Tease Tabor either get cut or move to the safety position. But those are some of the little nuances that I think the Lions can make this offseason. But I'm really big on Jalen Ramsey. He's on the top of my wish list for trades to be got. Then I would go Odell. Then I go Antonio Brown. But I really, really like those three. But I really like Jalen Ramsey. I think he comes here and give Detroit Lions an identity. You know what I'm saying? I know Slay gives them swag. Quadra Diggs an enforcer. But, you know, they don't get that identity from Jared Davis in the middle. I think Jalen Ramsey infuses talent. I think he infuses a swagger and identity and enforcer as well. And I like Slay next to Ramsey and Quadre and also Tracy Walker. But Motor City Sports Talk, I appreciate everybody coming through. Don't forget me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those links in the description. You can reach out to me in email. That's also in the description. You want to make a donation? That link's in the description. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another video. Your boy CJ Goodfellow, Motor City Sports Talk.